Yo, what's going on today, man, YouTube? Look here, sun out today. It's a little chilly, but we're going to get some work done. Like I told y'all before, every chance I get up under Relentless or, you know what I'm saying, do something to Relentless, we're going to get it done. So y'all see right here, I got that gas tank out here. I'm going to go around it one more time. This is what I was using, man. That exhaust seal, joint, and crack. This is some good stuff. Like, when it hardened up, This is what I was using around the edges of the gas tank. Even though I had a good well around it, I still wanted to get this right here on there just so I don't have any gas leaks or anything else. Another thing I'm going to do is I know for sure that I've already tightened up my tins on here. I'm tightening up these tins. These right here. I still got to put these right here on the line. Right there, I still got to put these right here on the line. So I could pretty much take this one right here off right now, stick it in my pocket, or actually just drop it in the box because I got my box out here with all of my stuff in it today. So I'm going to try to get up in under here and get as much done as I can get done, man. But I'll show you exactly what I'm working with. Yeah, so brought the box out, man, so I ain't got to be running back and forth in the house. I do got to run back in there and get the tool bag again, man. This right here is what I was using, that exhaust seal. Hardens up quick. Here go my fittings for the fuel line. This came with the fuel line right here. I hear a lot of people say these crappy fittings. I'ma see, you know what I'm saying, if they start to mess up, then, you know, before you get a chance to see all that right there before you actually start to drive in the car. So everything's pretty much still in the bag right here. Except for this one fit, and I dropped that one back in there. That goes with this as well. So another thing a couple of things that we got. We got our fuel pressure regulator. We ain't gonna quite mess with that yet. We're gonna see if we can get Relentless in there. I can mount this on the wall, but I still wanna, I'm still under the pressure that I wanna take my old AC unit box out. So it's gonna give me a little bit more room to do what I need to do. My inner fenders, I'm still under the impression of wanting not to take those out because I got a brand new or another inner fender right there for the passenger side. That side that I told y'all I was actually gonna fix, that was all rusted up and everything. I just went ahead and just got a whole complete one, man, instead of wasting time on that. But yeah, fuel regulator right here. A couple of other things I was showing y'all the other day, how I was talking about doing the return lines and everything. You can see right here where I got the actual Corvette joint, and this part here is the part that comes from the gas tank. This right here is where your return and all would actually come back in. Only thing about me running this one here is this fuel pressure regulator right here. You know, my first time doing an LS swap, so I'm just showing y'all this fuel pressure regulator. Usually, with the fuel pressure regulator, they usually run the return line right here off the bottom. So I can still run a return line off the bottom of this right here. This is not a big factor right here as far as what I'm worried about or anything. But what my fabricator did was he put a return line right here on my tank. So that's why I was wanting to do the return line right there, because he put it on the tank. Now, I can go get a cap. I can cap that off, and then I can use the Corvette style fuel filter and then just be done with it. So I'm gonna see what's what, because if I do it that way right there, then I'll only have one line that I need to run, and that will actually be, well, actually I still have two lines I need to run, because I still have to rerun my return lines right here. I got a return line that's under the car, the position that it's in right now. as some of y'all box Chevy guys know, it's a feed out line and it's a return line under there. So that means that I would have to mount my fuel filter further back instead of running, if I wanted to use the metal lines. So that's something that we're going to give a little thought. We're going to try to get this thing off in here. Like I told y'all hadn't seen the video yet. Get my wires and everything over. Got to get up under there, find me a nice little ground. So right now what I'm about to do, man, is these little small little pinholes right here, man. I'm going to smear me some crack sealer off in those and just kind of be done with it, man, because I think my well did a pretty good job. But, you know, I'm going to smear some in there anyway, and then we're going to try to get this thing up under the car, man. So y'all stay tuned. Let me get some work done. Try to give you a nice little underside view of what's going on. We got to get the tank back up under here. One of the things I wanted to check out as I was up under here the other night is my fuel lines, because like I was telling y'all, I have a return line up here. I can angle y'all around just a little bit. Y'all might not be able to see it. These lines right here that I'm grabbing, you got a outline and you got an in line. So these two lines, they run down, and as they run down to this corner over here, I'm watching to see where my actual return line is, only due to the fact that I can go back when I get ready to go back up to the front right here. Looking up under the car over on this side over here, I want to know exactly where it's at, or whether or not there is a inline fuel filter. So I can see my fuel line from here, that's running up to the front, that feeds through the chassis. But then my return line, which would be, let's see where we're at. This would be my return line right here. So my return line, again, running across, would be my back line. And my back line runs down right here behind my shocks right here. It runs down back behind the shocks. And then it's crazy because the way they got that on there, to be honest with you, is chaos. I would have to loosen up that whole, I would have to loosen up all these lines just to see what's going on with my return line from that point right there. So what I'm probably gonna end up doing is just right up in here, right here where I'm pulling my line at right there. That is actually my back line. And being that it is my back line, there is a return. That is a return, and it's running into, it's crazy how they got it, because it is actually running into the same line. Because this line drops down, this line comes in and over. When this line comes in and over, then it comes back. It just bends and comes back. That's basically all it does. So what they did was they just took the line, brought it over on this side over here. They bent the line by just looping it around, mounting it over here, and it comes back. So this here return line is connected to this gas line. This gas line falls down on the other side right here. And there definitely has to be it got it. I really at a point to where I'm thinking I'm just gonna rip all this out and kind of just redo it myself, to be honest with you, because I'm really hating the way they got this right here up under here. It's crazy, but I'll probably end up redoing all that there myself. These hoses and all right here, these hoses got to come on. So with the gas tank in place, it's gonna be a little tough for me to get to them. So what I probably end up doing now, just so I can get some fresh hoses up in there, was these right here. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like last time I did my motor, I actually replaced these, but the thing about it now is having to have that line right there long enough. So these are gonna have to come off anyway, because this line right here has to go all the way around to the fuel tank. This line, I mean the back of the fuel tank. This line right here has to go into the tank itself, which might be enough room on this one, but I know this one right here definitely has to come off. So with that being said, so we can reach down. I kind of got my tool bag where I can kind of grab everything. Let me flip it over. Y'all gonna enjoy the ride on this one right here with me. On this one, I ain't gonna lie to you, cause crawling in and out under the car, controlling the camera and all this other stuff, like, it's just a bit much. So here's my fuel line coming from the actual front. Squeeze that clamp and get that clamp off there. Easiest way to do it, just slide it back, and then you can start breaking your line free. Might have to give it a couple of twists just to get it loose, and then pull on it, and there you go. There you have it right there. So that line's from under there, and this will be the fuel line going to the back of the tank. So this one right here will be my fuel line going into my actual return. With that being said, that line going into the return, we're just gonna do both of them a good old favor by just replacing both lines, hopefully, and see if that'll work for me. And this might be able to fit onto the fuel line. I mean the fuel right there where my return's at. I think this one will be able to fit on there. And just getting that piece connected to that right there would be my thing. So with that being said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get the tank up under here, pre-bolted up. After I pre-bolt it up, then I can really reach in here and see if I need to change this line. I know this fuel line needs to be replaced. So with that being said, on the fuel line up here, that is going to the back of the tank, I'm gonna go get my hose. I'm gonna go ahead and put my brand new hose on that, and then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna extend that on out, or just roll it on out, and then we'll see what we got to do to get it connected to the back of the tank. So y'all stay tuned, man. Let me get this stuff right here done. We might have to time lapse some of this stuff for y'all. Yeah, kind of let y'all see what I got going on, man. A little bit of PB Blaster right there. I just taken and sprayed on my line up there. I rolled enough line out, and I put my clamp back on there. So shouldn't hurt nothing, but I just kind of spray it in the tube, get it out. And I do this to try to make it easier to get this line back on, because this line is like super tight, so that's gonna give you a little bit more room to get it on there. So let's see, there you go right there. A little bit of PB Blaster actually works when it's time to slide it on there. I've seen a lot of people when they're putting their fittings and all on, they will actually take the line in the house and warm up the line itself. And when they warm the line up, then they'll have it prepped for their actual have it prepped for the actual fit to go in. Now, I was planning to put my return line on there first, but as you can see, I already put my feed line on there, so I'm gonna end up having to reach off in there and get this feed line to work, or I could just cut from the other end and then add on, so I can get my return line to be long enough. So just being smart about it, I can take my return line from here, go ahead and roll me some line out from right here, and then if you want, you can kind of measure out what you got going on right here and give yourself a little bit more. So that's what I'm gonna do, measure out what I got going on from right there, give myself a little bit more. A lot of people got little different pliers and stuff that they cut these lines with, especially the braided lines. I got some little Harbor Freight cutters. They do pretty good at cutting straight. So some little Harbor Freight, no, my bad, some little Walmart Hyper Tough cutters. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and I guess I could time lapse y'all a little bit now. All right, so we got that. Now we're ready to get our tank up under here. I can go ahead and these bolts right here in there. I'm gonna spray these right here down as well with PB. You can see how tight they are going in. So I spray those holes down with PB. I put my little sheet back some. Spray those holes down with PB. Little PB blast. The same thing with my bolts. And you don't have to use PB blaster. You can use any kind of oil, but like I said, I'm gonna just use PB. I lay them back off to the side over here. Bolts that go in the back, same thing with them. I go ahead and get them sprayed. At least one of them. And that way I can go ahead and get my tank, start sliding everything in there. got my tank off the top of the car. One other thing I'm gonna do is unloop this wire. Right here. And I'm looking at it now. I should have probably extended my my ground wire so I could find me a nice little spot to, you know what I'm saying, sit my ground at. But I'm gonna make that happen one way or the other after I get the tank up in there. I just make sure I let this ground wire right here hang so I'll be able to get to it. So this right here is the easy but hard part. We're putting that tank back up there. What I'm gonna do is slide my tank up and out of the way, and then I get one of my scraps, which I could have. There's no particular way you got to do this, but I get one of my scraps and I go ahead and I could have been did this to get this out of the way. Put that scrap up in there so you will know that you got something to hang off of. Go ahead and just kind of put that right there so it'll secure that. Got one bolt right here. So if you want to, you can also do the same thing with the other side. Go ahead and loosen that up. Bring it back some. Loosen that up. Bolt right here. PB blaster. I was telling y'all earlier. I'll spray that just to get that a little lubricated. You know what I'm saying? And then it's my scrap for the other side here. And one of the things you do not want to do is go here is where my scrap goes. Right here. And me, I'm the type person where you want to be cautious. I like to run my bolts from the outside in, because with the nuts you can always, you know what I'm saying, slide them out once you get them on there. But like I said, I'm just gonna snug these on there so where the scraps just hold it. So now we should be ready to go up. Get my hot wire or my feed wire. Make sure I got my feed wire back over the top of that. Turn that around. Just make sure you ain't got nothing catching on nothing, and you should be all right. Like I said, my ground wire is hanging off the back. I'm gonna probably extend that a little later on. So the biggest part is actually these scraps, like under your tank. That's your main part, and that's why I slid my tank further up. This side right here. Start sliding it back and sliding it up. Once you start sliding it back and sliding it up, you kind of get it where you want it to go. Two-man job. They're filling that. caught up on that exhaust on the other side. So now, there you go. Get it up over the exhaust, right there. Don't matter which side you bolt up first. Just as long as you get one side bolt up and in there, you should be all right. I like to try and get everything all lined up straight. And with these scraps, I ain't gonna lie, these scraps, they will work you. So your best bet is to put some muscle into that and then start trying to twist one in. Once you get one in, it's gonna kind of help you hold it so that you can grab your second scrap. Slide down a little bit. Grab your second scrap. Put that baby in line. Put your little bit of pressure. I like that. That's why I stay working out right here. This is a workout, by the way. Just line it up then. Go from there. So, there you go. I sit it on my elbows and kind of start trying to find me some threads to grab. Once I find me some threads to grab, that's pretty much it. See right there, I got my round wire here. I got my return wire. Let me get y'all guys, let me turn y'all around a little bit so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Just a second. All right, so you see it right here. This is what I was talking about. Got my ground wire hanging down here. Got my return line. Return line. Turn this camera around so y'all ain't upside down. Got my ground wire again, right here. Return line, right here. So you can see, I guess you can see right here where my return go. That's why I went ahead and put this line together real quick. So now, what I was supposed to do is run this thing through here, which I can still do. And then that return line, like I say, it's gonna belly a little bit, but it's all good. So I can get on my return. You see my fitting at the top is already tight. Grab you some threads, man. Get you some threads on that. You can see right there. Once you get that right there, one thing about this hose is, I'm gonna still put a clamp on that, but once you put them lines in there, they ain't going no place. So my return line is now in place. I'll probably get me some more scraps and drill me a hole or something right off in here, so I know that return line is going right back where it's supposed to go. My ground, which is right here. Clean up something, get me a good little ground, and I probably put my ground wire right here or someplace. When I know I take it out, I can actually pull this right here. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get these two bolts right here tightened up in there pretty good. And then that should be the tank. I'll put y'all back into a little time lapse. All right, so we got our tank up. We got a tank up. Now the thing about having our tank up is actually getting us the proper clearance to actually set everything up for running our fuel pump and our fuel filter. So fuel pump, fuel filter, like I was saying about this line right here, you want to give yourself some access line on this right here. So basically what I'm gonna do, since I'm gonna probably end up mounting my fuel pump right on the outside of my frame right here. I'm just thinking about it, whether I want to mount it on the outside or whether I want to mount it on the inside. Let's see. I might not even mount like right there, but yeah. That's what we'll do. We're probably gonna mount right here. If I change anything up, then I guess we'll put it in the description. But for now, what I'm gonna do is this line got to go to the gas tank either way it go. So with this line having to go to the gas tank, one of the main things we're gonna do is first I'm gonna grab my cutters right here. I want to be able to route this, and I want to be able to go over this old exhaust. So I'm gonna try and pull that down to get my hose up under this right here and have it so where I could probably come over the top of this here. Let me go ahead and cut this right here. Have it so where I could probably come over the top of this. And then that way, once I get over the top of that, I'll be able to run my line in right off in here. So this right here should be more than enough line for me to do what I need to do right there. So I'll make my cut right there on that. And then I can pull my hose back out, because I'm gonna have to reroute that. With that being said, man, y'all see the gas tank is off in there. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run this hose right quick for y'all. Get it over the top of everything and show y'all exactly where I was talking about running it. So y'all can see what's what. But I definitely don't want to run it where I'm gonna have to worry about having the lines being pinched or you know, something going wrong to where it gets clamped off or anything. So I'm gonna have to take that into consideration of running these. So y'all stay tuned. Let me cut y'all off for a second, and then I'll cut y'all right back on when I figure out where I want to put them. All right, so show y'all what I did. I run my fuel line, and no, I don't have any braided. I know a lot of y'all probably said, oh, he ain't got no braided fuel line. For what? Braided fuel line do the same thing this fuel line right here do. That's just like telling somebody Gucci wallet hold more value than a Walmart wallet. I can't tell. You put the same amount of money in it. So, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, this is my fuel line. It's extra right now because what I just planned on doing is running my fuel pump, fuel filter right up in this area right here. You always want your fuel pump and your fuel filter to sit higher than the tank is. Being that you want it to sit higher than the tank is, reason being is because you want it to be able to pull. So that gravitational pull with it sitting up high and then coming back down, you know, should be straight right there for me to run both of them, I'm guessing, in line. If I don't get the fuel filter back here, the fuel pump back here, I know I get the fuel filter up there at the front. So with that being said, now if I'm running it like this and then coming down, trying to see which fitting I want to use 9 times out of 10. Instead of trying to go straight in, I'm just going to use this angle right here, a little 45, and I spray some oil again, or PB blaster on that line. I'll put me some PB on that. One thing about these fittings right here is, and I put clamps on them later on, is they hard to get in, but once you get them in, they in now. That PB blaster though, pretty much sets me in play once I do get it on there. So I'm gonna make me a trip to Harbor Freight, get me some clamps, and then I'll put my metal clamps on the end. Even though a lot of people say you don't need them, I'm gonna still put some metal clamps on the end of mine. Now, with that being said, once I run my fuel pump and everything up here, right here on my gas tank, reason why I love these AN fitting so much is now this right here is tight on there. I can actually take that AN, I can tighten that up on the tank, and then just depending on wherever I put everything else in line, I'll be able to swivel it. So I'm just putting this on here temporarily right now, so I ain't got to worry about nothing crawling up in my line, no bugs, no nothing. I wanted to go ahead and get that tank up in here and out of the way since I was already finished working on that. I cut my exhaust down, so I got my old exhaust down out the way on the passenger side. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my cutoff wheel. I'm about to get up under here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that front part of either on top of this hill right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull this thing right here all the way out, so I can go ahead and get that old exhaust from under here while I'm under here now. I still got a little bit of restoring to do on my frame and all up there. Like I said, I ain't touching the rear end right now because the rear end got to come out anyway. But I give y'all a good look at everything right quick. Give y'all a good look at everything right quick so y'all can see what's going on. My fuel line. Like I said, my fitting right here for my sump. Coming out. Running it right here through my chassis. Drops back down right here, and I ain't worrying about that because I'm not going to have any exhaust or anything coming back this far. I'm gonna do something different with my exhaust this time right here. Tank sitting nice, straight flush. You can see right here my well and my cut. It was close, but it made it. So that's in there. I'll take y'all back up here under the gas tank. Like I say, got to get that ground connected. Got my lines. Hold on just a second. Let me cut the light on. Got some light. And this right here is sideways, so I'm going to have to rotate this video. All right, so there we go. You can see it. Like I say, got this one on there. Which I could probably get a little bit more shove on that line right there, but it's all good. Like I said, once I just got everything snugged up so nothing can't crawl inside the tank. Got to get my ground off in there. You can see right there where I went back through my loop right here to get all that back off in there. Car been sitting for a while. You can see that. You know what I'm saying? It's cold right now. Old walls, man. Up under here, all this stuff got to come out, man. Everything got to come out from under here. So yeah, there you go. Fuel return, fuel send, lines, Fuel return, fuel send. If they ain't right, I know. All I got to do is just switch the 2 lines over. But 9 times out of 10, they all right. Because I do know. And like I was telling y'all, my fuel line up there, I might put my fuel filter halfway on the car. Then again, I might mount it back here someplace. I don't know yet, because if I wanted to, I could actually mount my fuel pump right here, or I could mount my fuel filter right here in line, and it'll still work. I don't know. We're gonna see, man, because I still gotta get some parts. Like I say, the bands to go around the fuel pump, the bands to go, or the scraps to go around the fuel pump, the scraps to go around the fuel filter, so I can hold them in place. So, like I said, I could put my fuel filter right here if I want to. That way, once it gets time to pump from the pump at the back, it'll be able to go, you know what I'm saying, like straight through here. So, we're gonna see with all that right there, how we want to put all that in there. But you see it, man. Nice clean work. Nice clean work so far. Now I can go back, a little bit of black spray paint, clean all that right there up, get my fill in that, paint it black, get that all nice and pretty, man. As y'all say it, that's what y'all be wanting to see anyway. But yeah, that's the rear part of the car done, man. That's my exhaust I told y'all I cut down right there. That's no longer tied into the car, so I'm gonna cut that all the way from under there. Get that out the way. And then I'm gonna come on this side, do the same thing with that one. Get that out the way. I probably cut these tips, take my piping, throw my piping back there behind the my barn. And then those pieces right there, I'll keep those. You never know, somebody might want something on you. I might build something else to where I might need some piping or something to work with something. So it is what it is, man. Y'all see it. Got some work done today on the gas tank alone. Now I'm gonna go back here and try and mess with this motor a little bit. I'm not gonna too much worry about the fuel pump and all that stuff now. So there you have it, man. Your boy Rich Everything, man. Got that gas tank in there, man. Finally. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's pretty nice out here today. It ain't hot, but it ain't cold. So I like to choose my days when it comes to laying down on this ground, man. Especially with this weather being up and down and getting sick. Another big thing about it, got plenty more holes. So when it's time to run my fuel to my intake. So that's a good thing right there. With that being said, man, your boy Rich _ everything with an A, man. Still working. Got that gas tank into the car, ready to go. I'm gonna probably end up taking that AC box out. I know I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna take that old fender, the old fender that's rusted. I know I'm gonna go over there and take that out like ASAP. I'm gonna do that off video, man. But y'all already know what it is, man. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that bell for post notifications, man. Let me get a little something extra done. When I start messing with this engine and pull this engine around here, y'all know I'm gonna cut y'all back on and share that love with y'all. Come on, man. Thanks for the support. I'm out.